I'm sitting here with Fran Alonso. Thank you so much for meeting with me today and taking your time out to speak to me.
No problem.
So let's just get straight into the questions. You were made the first manager of a full-time Celtics women's team in 2020. How did it feel to be trusted with such a role?
Yeah, it was a easy decision for me. Obviously, before that, Celtic probably wasn't a very attractive option in terms of the women's team because it was part-time. The training schedule was, all over the place, training in the evenings. So it wasn't really a great environment. But then, obviously, they wanted to improve the women's team. They wanted to bring somebody who was a little bit familiar with the professional game and to do the transition together. So for me, it was an amazing project in a fantastic club. So it was a no-brainer. And so far it's been incredible time.
Yeah. I mean, that brings me on to my next question. You won Celtic women their first trophy since 2010 when your team beat Glasgow City in the 2021 League Cup final. The achievements and performances from Celtic have undoubtedly brought a lot of attention to the SWPL. So how does it feel to be such a big part of the growth of women's football in Scotland?
Yeah, obviously we have this responsibility. We are Celtic, we have to play certain brand of football, but at the same time we have to bring success. My goal when I came here and our goal as a team was to bring silverware because we know at Celtic you are demanded silverware. I just didn't think it was going to come so quickly like it came. Obviously in our first full season because the first one was stopped by COVID. In our first full season, being able to lift the cup and qualify for Champions League was incredible, really. First season Champions League, second season win at the time, but that was before the end of the year, won the cup. Then that year, that season we managed to do the double, was incredible. And yeah, obviously that bring big attention. That was great. If you see the crowds we have now compared to the crowds 3 years ago, it's incredible the change. But it's not only credit to us, it's also credit to other teams in the league that make this so exciting because we are all, all the games go like, little details are the win games. So I think that's good for the league and for the competition. You
mentioned crowds there. How was it the first time that your team got to play at the likes of Celtic Park?
Actually, the first time we played at Celtic Park, the crowd was 0 because it was COVID. So I remember that game we beat the Rangers 1-0 and it was only, obviously some directors and I don't know if some parents were allowed, I don't remember the rules, but I know it was an empty stadium compared to the last time we played there, which was in front of 800,000 people, then obviously the difference is massive.
Yeah. Wow, and what about Hampden? How is it to play in front of a Hampden crowd? I mean, I've watched your team win the cup last season at Hampden, and does the crowds of like the stadiums like Hampden and Celtic Park push the team forwards?
Yeah, I think obviously you just need to see those performances. I think against Hearts here in front of 15,500, the week before or 2 weeks before in front of 9,000 people as well as Celtic Park, beating Glasgow City 3-1 in a must-win game for us. Then obviously after what happened here in the last leg of the game where it was a heartbreak for us, the mental strength of the players coming into the next week, obviously we knew fans were going to play a huge part. I actually think 70% or 65% of the stadium were Celtic fans. Yeah. And the girls put an outstanding performance. We scored in set place, but I think we dominate most of the game, and it was incredible see the fans do the huddle, and I mean it was memories that will last for life for me, but also for the players. We will never forget that.
So you mentioned the players there. You have a brilliant group of players at the club, and that includes a lot of younger players, some who have been incredible this season. So how is it coaching the next generation of women's footballers?
Yeah, it's obviously the more senior players, they didn't have it easy growing up. You got the likes of Kelly Clark, they have to play with boys teams, and they have to. They didn't have the opportunities that now the young girls have, which is great. So these players with so much experience, they not only inspire, but they can guide these younger players on what good standards are, which is something that not necessarily was the same 10 years ago. And now, obviously, because we are a team that Scottish League at the moment cannot compete financially with some of the best league in Europe, so you will normally lose your best players every year to other more powerful clubs. It happened to all the teams in Scotland. That means you need to make sure your academy is strong. That means you have to be able to produce your own players. And I think in the 4 years we are here, or almost 4 years working together, it's unlimited. We have shown so many players that we have brought through the academy. Some of them are now regular starters in other good teams in the league, and some of them they're still with us, making an impact when they got the opportunity. So yeah, I think that is important, not only for Celtic, of course, but for the league as well.
So you mentioned there, in the past it's been harder for women to get into football, and some players like Rose Riley had to go to different countries to be able to pursue a professional career. So nowadays it's easier for people who want to become a professional footballer, but do you think it will get even easier for young women in Scotland?
It shouldn't be easier to become a professional footballer. In a way, you got better opportunities, but also you got more people that now.
Yes.
Like, 10 years ago, not many girls have the dream of being a professional footballer because they didn't have these role models. Like Rose Riley was an incredible example, but she didn't have any other Rose Riley to look at. So she was kind of pioneer, and the same example in almost every country. Right now, our young girls in Glasgow, they want to be Kaylin Hayes, Chloe Craig, Kelly Clark of the future. They are in TV, they are doing media, they are role models for these young girls. So now it's better opportunities, but also because there are more people, it is more difficult. And it should be more difficult. In the men game, if you want to be professional footballer, you have to be top.
Yeah.
And in the women game, that's what's happening. Only the top, the very, very top will become professional in the future, but that's something that is good for the game.
Yeah, 100%. So your side are in the title race at the minute, and that will certainly put more eyes on the SWPL. So can you just tell me what are your goals for the rest of the season and going forward with Celtic and in your professional career?
Yeah, I mean, last year I never thought that we would be as close as we were. I thought we were, we dropped points at home against Motherwell after the last time we beat them 9-0 away in a very difficult game. I think that game probably cost us a lot, but we were so close. I mean, in the 92nd minute of the game, we were champions, and then another stadium took the title from us. So we got this, obviously. We are still hurt about that, and we would love to one day be able to win the league. But it's very important that we don't put ourselves the goal of winning the league. We never won it before. The other teams we are fighting with, they both won it, but we never won it. So for us, it would be like first time ever. So we need to, be humble. We need to work hard, and we need to know that it's a massive achievement. Can we do it? Yes, of course, 100%. We are good enough. We showed last year that we were so close, but our goal is to win every single football game, one game at a time. We show it, and that's why I think since we are working together in the cup, we only lost one game, and that was down to 10 players in the penalty shootout. But apart from that, we never lost a cup game. And why is that? Is because for us, every single game is the last game of the season. It's the most important game. I think we are quite good at preparing games, players mentally, or staff, of course, in game preparation, but the players mentally knowing that we don't think ahead. That's the not only about the game, it's about every single training session. Can you do your very best? Can you do your, leading to a game? And I think that's why so far in the cup competition we've been so good all these years. So this year is no different. We are already in the semi-final of the League Cup. We are the defending champions of the Scottish Cup for 2 years in a row that we won it, and we want to retain the cups, but right now our goal for the season is to beat Hamilton. That's our goal. That's really, really our only goal. After that, we will see.
Well, the mentality and just success that you've brought to Celtic so far, undoubtedly you'll bring much more in the future. So good luck for the rest of the season, and thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.